The universe, an incomparable expanse of nothingness. It comprises everything deemed to exist physically, all forms of energy and matter, all amounts of space and time. And all of this from one tiny little dot. Well, technically an extremely hot dense phase called the Planck epoch, roughly the size of a single atom, but we'll represent it with a tiny little dot. The Big Bang saw this tiny little dot suddenly expand and continue expanding for the next 14 billion years. And so on. In one of Stephen Hawking's many theories in his book A Brief History of Time, he quotes, "The force of gravity will eventually stop the universe from expanding and start contracting." Much like this man being thrown into the sea, he is stating that once the force of the Big Bang, or the throw, weakens, gravity is strong enough to take over and bring the universe, or him, back down to where it, or he, began. The universe will therefore one day revert back to its original state, that tiny dot. So, the evolution of the universe will reach its optimum and evolve into its original state. What fate lies in store for other forms of evolution, such as humankind? What will become of all of this? Let's first take a look at how it all started. Over millions of years, species would become better adapted, more suitable to their environments, eventually evolving into entirely new species. This is due to a process Darwin labelled as survival of the fittest. The smartest, best adapted creatures are the ones that survive and reproduce, thus defining characteristics of a new species, and it's proving its chances to survive and continue reproducing. This is why turtles have armoured backs, why hedgehogs have protective spikes, and why giraffes have such long necks. This is why the smartest and most efficient primates evolved into the modern human race. However, the key to this whole process, survival of the fittest, is dead, and with it, evolution dies too. For example, where the species of turtle are concerned, the soft-shelled, easily killed turtles did just that. They got killed. The better ones reproduced and created some more hard shells. Where the unspiked, unprotected hedgehogs were killed, the better ones reproduced and created more spiked hedgehogs. Where the shorter-necked giraffes couldn't reach the higher leaves to eat, they died. The better ones reproduced and created some more long necks. The human race, however, where the incompetent and unskilled can't fend for themselves, they survive. Where the lazy scroungers don't fend for themselves, they survive. When the evil and corrupt destroy the chances for the most promising to reproduce, they survive. Not only this, but some of the strongest and most skilled sperm and eggs aren't reproducing and choosing wealth instead. The most reproduced of our species these days are the weakest. So what does this mean for our race? Have we reached our optimum? Is gravity beginning to win the battle and pull our species back down to that original single-celled amoeba? Not quite. See, where the turtles, the hedgehogs and the giraffes may happily evolve to more versatile and adapted species, they lie relatively static as far as what they can do. Eat, sleep, reproduce. This is pretty much their fate for eternity. The human race has found a new way to evolve, as a society. We, as a race, have evolved the use of trade. We've evolved our relationships. We've evolved technology. This is the fastest example of evolution in the history of time. The internet, plastic, Teflon, the combustion engine, the safety pin, the music festival, Cheryl Cole. These are all examples of the evolution of the human race, and soon we may even discover life on another planet. Something that might open our eyes to a whole new world of evolution. So the theory of evolution hitting its peak and then reverting back to its original state seems untrue in terms of the human race. However, that's not to say that the whole process will be reversed for another reason. One theory that has come off Mr. Hawking's though is this: when the universe does hit its optimum peak, will time have hit it as well? Will the universe revert backwards, mirrored exactly to how it happened in the first place? And once it returns to its original state and begins to evolve again, will it do it in the exact same way? Has everything that's happened already? Have you stood here before this film and watched it billions of times before, separated each time by billions of years. Is a billion years to us just a mere millisecond in the grand scheme of things? One can only let their mind imagine.